controversial call leads to a Braves run late. A controversial win for the Atlanta Braves in game one of the series as they add a run in the eighth and end up beating the Padres in game one of the series, a final of 4-2 in the first one. Tonight is game two. Ender Enciarte last night homered and was 2 for 3. Had a single, the home run, a mention, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Back in the lineup for Atlanta tonight, and back in the lineup for the Padres, as you might imagine, Eric Hosmer so far having a terrific trip. 321 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. It's game 2 of a 4-game series, and we welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, tonight, Clayton Richard takes the hill for his 15th start of the year. The first 7, so-so. The last 7 have been terrific.
Padres had Tyson Ross last night. He pitched well enough to win. Hopefully, Clayton Richard can stop the Braves. So, when we look at these splits, first 7, the number's high. Last 7. Remember when he changed his arm angle? Remember his arm slot was a little higher? Well, I think Clayton Richard, the proof is right there in front of us. Why is he getting better results? I feel he's staying on the ball a little longer, staying on top of the baseball, getting more depth on his sinker, on his slider, and on all of his pitches. So we go to Miami. There was a lot of ground. There was great defense, first of all. Manuel Margot taking this one away in center field. And then the ground ball. 11 ground ball outs in the 7 innings. A lot of swings and misses. Another thing I look at for Clayton Richard, last year he gave up 240 hits in 197 innings. This year, 88 innings pitched, only 80 hits. And if he walks somebody, Clayton Richard works down in the zone enough to where he can have the defense work for him and work for a double play. So Padres need a stopper tonight. Hopefully Clayton Richard is on his game like he was in Miami.
Yeah, coming up, the Padres need to stop the chop in Atlanta as they try to bounce back next from SunTrust Park on Fox Sports San Diego. By Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. And by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. We welcome you back to SunTrust Park in Atlanta. It's a very comfortable evening so far here tonight. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 86 degrees with a southwest breeze at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy, the forecast for the remainder of the evening. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Annie Halbrand with you from SunTrust Park. And fans, we are joining forces with Saquon Pick the Stick. Weigh in on Twitter for a chance to win a free lunch buffet for two at Saquon Casino. Just hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcaster you want to join forces with. If they win, you could win too. One random winner selected nightly. You must be 18 and older to win. Follow us at Fox Sports SD for more details. Let's check out Andy Green's starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota tonight. Is Travis Jankowski back at the top spot? It is Hosmer at first, Perella at second, Renfro in right, Villanueva at third, Galvis at short with Margot in center. Lopez does the catching and Richard the pitcher out of the 9 spot. As Brandon McCarthy ready to work with the first pitch of the night. And it is down the left field line, a fair ball for Travis Jankowski. He is thinking two. Over to play it is Culberson. He has trouble, and Jankowski will round second to hold there with a leadoff double, and a good start here in the first inning for San Diego.
Happy birthday, Travis Jankowski. You wake up, you're a year older, at the plate, first pitch. How about a double? Got to go hard on second base, and like you said, Don, if it's bobbled a little bit with his speed, he could take an extra 90 feet. He will settle in for his 4th double of the year.
So it's second to start things here in the first inning, and brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer back to the 2 spot after batting third. With Jankowski leading off. And Hosmer will take ball 1 in from Brandon McCarthy. And Hosmer coming in with a 289 average, and it's definitely on the climb. It's been a great road trip so far for him. 9 homers and 33 runs batted in. Hitting at .348 in his last 12 games with 3 homers, 9 RBIs during that time. And the strike will even the count to Hosmer.
It's going to be interesting tonight against McCarthy because he throws pretty much everything. He's got to rely on location, back and forth, not overpowering by any means.
On the ground down the first baseline, it'll stay foul.
Take a look at the scouting report for the veteran right-hander. Brandon McCarthy, 34-year-old, making his 14th start, traded from LA back in December of 17. He's got the kitchen sink. I looked up his repertoire. It's like 7 pitches. So not overpowering, that is very key. He's got to go up and down, hit the corners, and changing speeds big time.
Lost to the Dodgers in his last start, allowing 4 runs in 4 2/3. Braves lost that game 7-3 as Hosmer strikes out to begin the night. His first AB, and 1 away here in the first inning.
Behind Brandon McCarthy for the Braves, their defense is brought to you by your San Diego Cadillac dealers. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate, 4th among National League catchers in the error category with 4. Camargo at 3rd, Swanson at short, Albies at 2nd, Freeman at 1st. In the outfield, left to right, Culberson, Inciarte, and Markakis.
Jankowski at second base, 1 down, brings up Jose Perella. Lifts a fly ball pretty well to center field. Inciarte going back towards the track and the wall, and that ball is gone into the bullpen. A 2-run shot for Jose Perella, his first home run of the year. It's been elusive, but he gets it here and puts the Padres on top 2-0. Big smile for Perella all the way around the bases.
Oh, if that doesn't deserve a cuidado, piso mojado, I don't know what does. First one of the year. You think his teammates are happy?
Ten of them last year, didn't have one until today, June the 15th.
That was a great reception, too, by his teammates. It's been a long time.
Now Renfroe take a pitch down and in. Jumps ahead here 2-0.
Hey, McCarthy was bit by the home run bug against the Dodgers his last start. 4 of them. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Round trippers.
How happy is Jose Perella right now?
Hard holding back the smiles.
Grounded foul in his direction. Look out.
You know what I love about this? Opposite field. Launch angle. On the board with a crooked number here in the top of the first.
Renfroe take a pitch for a strike. Brandon McCarthy, as you mentioned, lost to the Dodgers last time. The Braves haven't won in a game in which McCarthy has started since May the 22nd. They beat the Phillies. McCarthy 1-3 in 9 starts. Off balance cut there, and Renfroe strikes out. 2 down in the first inning.
We got Hosmer with the breaking ball. Renfroe goes down with the breaking ball as well. Let's keep an eye on that tonight. If he gets the 2 strikes, will he throw up the breaking ball? That's the curveball right there. Way out in front of it for strikeout number 2.
McCarthy loves facing the Padres. In 10 career starts against San Diego, 8-1 with a 3.79 earned run average.
There's always done that one team where you do extremely well, and then the other team that's that kryptonite. You cannot win, no matter how good or bad that team is.
Villanueva hitting at .230 coming in, 15 homers and 36 runs batted in. Wild swing and a miss on a pitch down and away.
As I mentioned for McCarthy, fastball, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, cutter, slider, curveball, change, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the ground left side, cut off by Camargo, the third baseman. Little hop and a throw, and that'll end the inning. But a good inning for the Padres. Good start tonight in Atlanta. Jose Perella hits a 2-run home run, his first home run of the year. Into the bullpen in right center field, gives the Padres a 2-0 lead. Braves are coming up from SunTrust Park in Atlanta. An inning tonight. Tonight we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. Since June 1st, over $1.8 million have been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenege.org. Perella getting his first, and the Padres on top 2-0 even before Clayton Richard throws a pitch. Ozzie Albies standing in and taking a pitch outside. Albies the second baseman at 256. 16 homers and 41 runs driven in. Jose Barella had been homerless in his previous 293 at bats, dating back to September 4th of 2017.
That's a drought.
Been a little while.
That's Sahara Desert type drought. How good does he feel right now? I mean, not only because of the home run, but putting his club up 2 runs, top of the first. A little bit of breathing room for left-hander Clayton Richard.
There's a pop-up first base way that has Hosmer into foul ground by the Braves dugout for out number 1. Right at the railing, 1 away. Let's check out the Braves starting 9. Just saw Ozzie Albies for Brian Snitker. Dansby Swanson is at shortstop. Freddie Freeman at first. Nick Markakis in right with Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. Charlie Culberson is in left with Ender Enciarte in center. Johan Camargo at third base bats 8th, and Brandon McCarthy, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. One out here in the Braves first inning. And it brings up Dansby Swanson. Pretty close to the plate from the right side. Six home runs for the shortstop for Atlanta to his 54th game of the year. Well, the Braves playing good baseball, especially at home. Winners of 10 of their last 13 home games. Light breeze going left to right across the outfield. This one squibbed off the end of the battle, kick foul. Let's check out the scouting report on tonight's Padres starter.
34-year-old making his 15th start. Really good his last 7 starts. We talked about that in our game open. Down early, up late. Sinkers for grounders, strikeout, go with the fastball. And tough to elevate. For these hitters, it's really tough to hit the ball in the air, and that's a good thing. The defense will be busy if Clayton Richard is on his game.
One down, 2-1 to Dansby Swanson with Freddie Freeman waiting on deck. Clayton Richard, 88 innings of work this season, most of any Padre pitcher, and 3rd among National League starters. 6 innings in 7 consecutive starts. Fly ball headed towards center field. Margot tracks it, backpedaling to the warning track to make the catch. That carried very well to straightaway center. It is some 400 feet out there in center field. 2 down.
Let's check out the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Eric Hosmer, .998 fielding percentage, leads Major League Baseball for first baseman. Jose Perel at second, Freddie Galvis at short, Christian Villanueva at third, Rafi Lopez behind the plate, the birthday boy. Travis Jankowski in left. Manuel, we just saw in center. Hunter Renfroe will be in right field this evening.
2 down in the Atlanta first inning. And here is Freddie Freeman at a cool .342. 14 homers and 48 runs batted in. Freeman starts the night leading the National League, hitting at .342. Tied for second in the majors with Gene Segura, only behind Mookie Betts at .345 to start the night. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going right now, hitting at .452 during that time. He's hit safely in 24 of his last 25 games now. Waves at that pitch and strikes out. A good start for Richard. A 1-2-3 first inning. Done with 1-2-0 Padres. inning we go, and Brandon McCarthy back on the hill for the Braves. Gave up the 2-run home run to Perella. As we check out the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Been crushed, McCarthy. 4 home runs last time against the Dodgers. What do you know? A 2-run shot off the bat of Jose Perella. Crushed. And Roland Richard, 6 2/3 hitless baseball in Miami. He pitched to Jim, and he's off to a good start after one stanza underneath his belt.
Freddie Galvis, Manuel Margot, and Rafi Lopez anticipated here in the second inning. Freddie Galvis hits at .227 coming in. 3 homers and 24 runs batted in for the Padres shortstop, and at 6th in the order. In on the grass at 3rd is Camargo in case.
Hey, Donnie, can I correct myself?
Sure.
McCarthy surrendered 3 home runs last time out against the Dodgers, not 4. I apologize to Brandon. I apologize to the McCarthy family.
It's a big mistake.
Yeah, it is. And I want to stand corrected. 3 home runs against the Dodgers.
1-2 pitch on the ground up the middle into right center field. A base hit and a good start to the second inning for Freddie Galvis.
Yeah, keep him in the stretch. A lot of traffic on the bases. We've seen some games this road trip where the bottom of the order has done some damage as well. Hopefully it's a collective thing this evening. Nice swing by Freddie. And McCarthy missing with location. Suzuki set up away, it leaked inside, and he turned on it.
Lead runner on for the Padres here in the second inning. Manuel Margot. That's a ground ball through the left side into left field, a base hit, and Galvis to second base. First 2 have reached here for the Padres in the second inning.
Early hacking. That breaking ball leaks right over the heart of the plate, about knee high. And thank goodness it's an off-speed pitch. It speeds up his bat, enabling Margot to hit through the 5.5 hole. That was a perfect ground ball for a double play, but avoided Camargo and Swanson.
2 on, nobody out. Brings up Rafi Lopez. So A.J. Ellis in the ball game last night. Lopez back in there. And the recipient of strike 1. RBI in his last ball game. New career high for him. He's got 12 this year. Kind of surrounded the plate but misses away. Rafi coming in with 3 home runs, 1 shy of his career high. Hit 4 last year as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays in limited time. To right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Freddie Galvis going to be stopped at 3rd, and the bases are filled with Padres with nobody out here in the second inning. 3 straight hits to begin the second for San Diego.
Padres have got the hit shoes on. Matt Stairs got to be happy. Rest of the lineup happy. Put some serious pressure on Brandon McCarthy here. Base is blowing a .08 right now.
So bases loaded, nobody out, and Clayton Richard the batter. A 3 for 25 season for Richard, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball running away.
And with that pitch being away, the Braves defense, Culverson and Ciarte swinging over towards that left field line.
Ball and a strike to Richard. Clayton does have a home run on the year, that 3-run home run that he hit at Coors Field. So a home run, 3 RBIs, a 120 average at the plate. Pitch 25 coming up for Brandon McCarthy. Strike two.
Last two pitches, Clayton Richard's just been trophy. Stiff as a trophy. Just watching the last two pitches go by. No intent to swing.
Bases filled with Padres. Nobody out here in the second inning, and McCarthy backs off. Trying to grab his bearings here. Gave up 2 runs in the first. And in a jam here in the second inning. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Strikeout number 3 for Brandon McCarthy. 1 down.
You know, I remember batting in the minor leagues and being in situations like this, and my manager actually telling me, just take. If you get called third strike, and you know why? Because he didn't want a chance of grounding into a double play. Rather, turn it over to the top of the lineup to Travis Jankowski.
A 250 hitter with the bases loaded does not have a grand slam on his resume. And he has strike 1, according to Joe West, crew chief and home plate umpire tonight. It's Galvis, Margot, and Lopez on the base paths here for the Padres with 1 down in the second inning. Jankowski with a double in the first inning. Came around to score the first Padres run.
I wonder if McCarthy's going to try to jam him. Remember that double down the line? It was off the plate away, and he just kind of stuck his bat out there and dumped it down that left field line. The last pitch was down and in.
Jams him there.
Yep.
2-1.
Trying to get in his kitchen and possibly get a weak ground ball to the right side. He's going to be tough to double up, though, especially on a weak ground ball.
Pitch 30 of the night coming up here for McCarthy in an inning and a third so far for the tall right-hander. That's strike 2. Foul tip. 2-2.
Going back to that breaking ball. First 3 strikeouts for McCarthy has been via the breaking ball, and he's got 2 strikes now on Jankowski.
Full count and no place to put Jankowski. Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the visiting half of the second inning. McCarthy taking his time here in a real jam. Little room for error. On the ground towards second base. Albies will flip to second for 1. On to first for 2. Padres do not score in the inning. Had bases loaded with nobody out. And Brandon McCarthy gets out of it. Then the speedster Jankowski to ground into the 4-6-3 twin killing. That ends the inning. 2-0 Padres after an inning and a half.
He really showed me the way. We would play catch every day, and at the end of the day, or when we were done playing catch, he would go into pickoff moves, and like it was part of his routine. So I took that and I used that time to have bounce ideas off of him and have him show me like, hey, this looks different between your regular pitch and your move. So that definitely helped, and I kind of just made it part of my routine, seeing that he makes it part of his routine.
And that was rookie Eric Lauer on starting pitcher Clayton Richard. And Lauer leads the majors in pickoffs with 7. And as you heard in that clip, Clayton has played a part in that success. And it's not what Clayton is telling these guys to do. It's what he's doing on a daily basis that they're paying attention to. Clayton is one of the hardest workers on this team. He's got a work ethic that's second to none. He's had it his entire career. And these guys pay attention to that. And Don Mudd, I know we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating that these are the little details that are going to stay with the organization far into the future.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Annie. And I think you look at the leaders of this club, and I would say the leader of the pitching staff would be Clayton Richard, I would think. And on the other side, Eric Hosmer, as the position players go. And those two guys are great leaders.
Eric Hosmer, proven champion, world champion with the Kansas City Royals. He was a part of that big organization that went to the promised land. And then, of course, Clayton Richard. How can you not gravitate to Clayton Richard? Right-hander, left-hander, it doesn't matter. And as a position player, over to that guy at first base, Eric Hosmer. It's a no-brainer. And the main thing is these guys are willing to do it. They're willing to teach and learn, or have those guys learn from them.
Kurt Suzuki batting with 1 down. Richards retired the first 4 that he's faced tonight. A.J. Ellis, a pretty good leader in his own right, and really helping the pitching staff when he's doing the catching.
That's that pitch I was talking about in the scouting report. Down early, up late. Goes up with the fastball to get 2 strikes.
Line to left, and that's in for a base hit for Kurt Suzuki. So 1-out single, first base runner to reach tonight for the Braves. Time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
Oh, I love this part of the game.
Clayton Richard has got 7 straight starts with at least 6 innings pitched, who holds the Padres record for consecutive starts with at least 6 innings pitched. Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
Juan Eichelberger. Final answer.
I'm going Jake Peavy.
Are you?
Charlie Culberson, who did not play last night, the former Dodger, in the starting lineup tonight and in left field. 255, 2 homers, and 12 runs batted in. Pitch 20 coming up of the ball game for Clayton Richard.
Culberson has only grounded into 2 double plays this year. And when Clayton Richard is on his game, you'll get a lot of foul balls at the plate. Off the ankles, off the shins. Because of that downward movement on that sinker of his. And, of course, that breaking ball down and in.
Through the right side into right field, a base hit. Suzuki will stop at second, and it's first and second with 1 out for Atlanta. Back-to-back base hits for the Braves in the 2nd inning.
That's really good hitting by Culberson. Really good. Now he realized that Clayton Richard likes to work down, right? So he's got to try to be short and quick to the baseball. This one works to the advantage of Culberson because it's up and away. Big hole on that right side. He just leads with the knob. The barrel follows for a clean safety to right.
Two on, 1 away, Ender Enciarte. A home run here in yesterday's game, and now up in a big spot here in inning number 2. It's at 250 with 5 homers and 26 runs batted in. He's hitting .402 though in his last 21 games. And a Grounder right side, softly hit. Pirello will go to second, and that is not going to get him. Pulled his foot with a throw to the outfield side of second base. Everybody's safe here for the Braves. They knew they were going to get 2 on that, but they were hoping to get the middleman in Culberson, but throw was off the mark.
Yeah, he had plenty of time. That can't happen. That play has got to be made as Jose gets it and just didn't get out in front of it. Still, when the ball leaves, see there, still plenty of time.
So a fielder's choice and an E4. Bases loaded, 1 down.
And you know, it drew Freddie so far off the bag that he didn't have time to regroup and get Swanson as he slid by the bag. Or Culberson, check that. He slid past the bag. Lost contact with it.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Johan Camargo. So the Padres had him loaded in the second, could not score. That was with nobody out. Braves have 1 out, the bases loaded. And Camargo lines it into right field for a base hit. Suzuki scores. Here comes Culberson. Throw to third, and it'll get away. 2 runs in, and this game is tied 2-2. Fast answer from the Atlanta Braves here in the last of the second inning.
Well, the Braves really taking advantage of pitches in between the knees and the belt as this one is driven to right field. And Hunter Renfroe, boy, that's an in-between hop. In-between hop for Villanueva. Can't come up with it.
That throw beats him by a lot.
Oh, he's
out by a lot.
Absolutely.
Christian could have reeled that in. And it's first and third now with 1 down, 2 runs in. 2 RBIs on the single by Camargo. And here's Brandon McCarthy, the pitcher. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Camargo.
Well, once again, I think another makeable play. Just couldn't execute. 2 big freebies for the Braves here in the second. They watch for the safety squeeze here as well. Suicide squeeze.
McCarthy is squaring, and the pitch is going to miss.
With Hosmer holding on the base runner, it gives him some time to push that ball down the first base line and on contact. Inciarte is off and running, who can run. So he just needs to get it. He could even bunt it back to the pitcher and probably get him home.
Hosmer back to hold on Camargo, at least briefly. Three hits in the inning, an error defensively for the Padres. Throw over, and back is Camargo, crossed over to get back. He went after it for strike 2. This is not something we have seen from Clayton Richard in quite a while.
No. I think Clayton would be the first to say, you know what, I missed with location on those pitches, on those hits away to the righties. They were up, mid-thigh high. They're just spanking it that way. Credit the Braves hitters for not trying to pull those pitches.
Bunts at it, fouls it off. That's strike 3, and the second strikeout for Clayton Richard. 2 down in the inning. So that takes care of that, and it brings up Ozzie Albies as the order turns over. It's back up top again for Albies. Two outs and runners in scoring position. Good numbers for Albies. First and third right now, 2 away. Albies at least starts with that open stance, usually closes it up when ball's on its way in, but faces the pitcher. And swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. .30 pitches for Richard on the night. And time called here. Here comes Andy Green to deliver a message. Let's see this often.
Let's see. Swanson's on deck. You got a base open. I'm just trying to think what Andy might be saying right here. Maybe it's doing a lot of talking to Rafi Lopez. You never know. Maybe a pickoff behind a runner. Might be pitch selection here. 0-1. Could be a lot of things.
Double steal possibility.
What to do on a double steal? You are correct.
Looked like he was talking to Rafi there quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was a message that he wanted to deliver himself.
You know, with the front door open now, the first base wouldn't be bad for a snap throw after a pitch.
This ground ball to short. Galvis to his left. He'll go to second, and that will end the second inning. But 2 runs for the Braves. They tie it up 2-2 at the end of 2. The third inning, and it's not going to be long before the All-Star game is here. And of course, this year it is at Nationals Park in Washington, and a look at what the National League uniform is going to look like for the All-Star game. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. I like the Capitol building over the N for the Nationals. For the Americans, the Washington Monument. Very clever. I like it.
Good look at the uni.
Yeah.
Here before you know it, of course, that game right here on Fox. As Eric Hosmer takes a breaking ball for strike 1. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Brandon McCarthy.
Well, it's your right as a baseball fan. You got to get out and vote. Vote for Hosmer. Send him to D.C. Mr. Hosmer goes to Washington. By the way, how fired up were you as a kid when the All-Star game was going to be on TV? Like in
it's huge.
Oh, I couldn't wait.
This is ripped up the middle, but right there is Swanson, and he throws out Hosmer for the first out. Time now for the top tier play brought to you by Arco, and it was the 2-run home run by Jose Varela back in the first inning.
He really stayed on this pitch nicely and took it the opposite way. Exit velocity of 103.7. Launch angle, can't get enough of that. 25 degrees. You go, Jose.
1 out here in the third inning. Look
Hey,
out.
now.
Up over the head. A breaking ball.
77 curveball got away.
No intent. Although you're ready to fight.
I just don't like to see baseballs up near any hitter's head, right? You know, Jeffrey Leonard used to yell from the dugout on a pitch like that when it was the other team pitching to our guys. He would yell at the pitcher, "We got that same pitch." Pac-Man.
Long time in between home runs for Jose Perella. We realize we cannot fight the Braves announcers if we were to get into an altercation because they bought us dinner tonight.
Oh, that's right. We got to play nice.
Yeah.
Who would you take?
I'd probably fight Joe Simpson.
So I got Chip Carey?
Or Jeff Francoeur.
I'll take Jeff.
Joe's a little older. That's my only thinking there. He's still pretty big, though.
Yeah, he is.
Soft liner, and over to play, it's going to be Freeman. More of a pop than a liner. And it's out number 2 of the 3rd inning. There they are. I'm taking the guy on the left.
You're taking Joe right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Francoeur, no part of Francoeur. I want none of that.
Frenchie's pretty much the star over here.
Yeah.
Former Padre. And that's a pretty good star, too, isn't it?
Very good
and
star.
And then this guy right here?
Yep, you just got him right out of the booth. Bye, Chip.
Love those guys.
And thanks for dinner. It was big. It was huge because you and I were.
You know what that looked
really
like? It looked like a scene from Match Game '75 with Gene Rayburn. They're sitting at their little thing there with their answers on the cards. Crazy Harry was so crazy.
How crazy was he? 1-0 pitch coming to Renfroe. How about an older reference?
I'll take Chip Carey for the win, Peter.
Four in a row retired by McCarthy. He's kind of settled down after the 2 runs he gave up in the first. The bases loaded, nobody out situation in the 2nd inning, and when he get out of that, kind of changed some things for him. He's got the confidence back, the swagger. Christian Villanueva waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
I still think Hunter Renfroe now 2nd time around has got to think center field and right center field.
Wow. Right down the middle. That's outside. It's ball 4. The first walk given up by McCarthy. Comes with 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Looked like a 3-1 breaking ball as well. That's a good plate appearance by Hunter.
So 2 down. Renfroe at first base, and here is Villanueva. Christian grounded out 3rd base in the 1st inning. McCarthy overall coming in at 5-3 with an earned run average over 5 at 5.03. This marks his 14th start of the year for Atlanta.
You know, I've noticed already in this game with McCarthy out there, I don't think he's throwing a breaking ball for a legitimate strike. That would be called a strike. You know what I'm saying? Like that one right there off the plate if taken a ball. See the breakdown, 28 strikes, 18 balls tonight. Up to this point, 46 total. Trying to bury the 2-seamer in.
And trying to clean it out is Villanueva. Sends it down the left field line. Culberson is over and under, and he makes the catch below the cap high to end the top of the 3rd inning. 2.5 done, tied 2-2. Time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Clayton Richard has gone 7 straight starts with at least 6 innings pitched, who holds the Padres record for consecutive starts with at least 6 innings pitched. And the answer is Bruce Hurst. How about 42 starts? July 24th of 90 through September 7th.
That's doing some pitching.
Yeah, it is. Right field, and Renfroe back, and he can't catch it. Clanks off the glove. Swanson's headed for third. Throw goes in that direction, and he's in with a headfirst slide. Misplayed in right field by Renfroe.
Well, Clayton Richard not really getting a lot of help defensively tonight as this ball hit to right field. Let's check out the route and how Hunter, you know what? He stayed put and then went to his left a little bit. Misplayed. I think that's a ball that's got to be caught.
They have ruled it a triple, but I'm with you. Now Freddie Freeman with the runner at third, nobody out. Struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. Tough way to start an inning if you are Clayton Richard with the runner at third, nobody out.
Here's the deal. This is my philosophy ever since I started pitching in pro baseball. To lead off an inning with a triple, you almost have to eliminate that. Okay, I need to get an out. I will gladly get a ground ball, fly ball for an out, and let them score that run.
Throw to third and back safely is Swanson. It's tried by Rafi Lopez.
You've got the front door open with the left-hander Freeman up there, so an easy play for Rafi Lopez out of the crouch, pitches away, momentum's going that way, back to the bag. And you see Swanson going back in fair territory because if the ball hits him, ball goes away, he's got a chance of scoring. But here's what I've always felt. And you know, this might be a different situation. You walk Freeman to maybe load the base, or I'm sorry, to put runners at the corners in the double play. But rather than trying to be too fine, try to work for an out because you don't want to turn this into a big inning.
Grounds it foul just beyond the Braves dugout. They're housed on the first base side.
Okay, now with 2 strikes, now you can go for the strikeout. He struck him out the first time up with that sweeping breaking ball down and away. Oh, where'd that miss?
Called ball 4.
Oh my gosh.
Joe West missed that one. First walk allowed by Richard, and it shouldn't have been. So first and third, nobody out. Nick Markakis coming up, grounded out to the second baseman Jose Perella, the second inning. '40th pitch coming up here for Clayton Richard of his outing. And a jam here in the third. Grounded at first. Hosmer is coming home. They have got Swanson in a tough spot. He's tagged out. Yeah, he is. And everybody moving up as Freeman ends up at third, Markakis to second. They do get the lead guy in Swanson for the first out of the inning.
As soon as this ball was hit, Hosmer had one thing in mind. Get it to the catcher. Now run it back to the base he came from. Swanson's saying, you go, I'll get the hung up. He tagged him right there. He's out. And then on the backside, Markakis, he could see that whole play. All the concentration on third base line. He goes up to second base. Good base running by the Braves.
So Markakis on the fielder's choice is at second, Freeman at third, one out, and here is Kurt Suzuki. Singled and scored as part of a 2-run second inning for Atlanta. Off the bricks and all the way back to Clayton Richard at the mound. Pretty good ricochet.
Yeah.
Hockey boards.
Hey, good call. That, you know, and catchers got to be aware of that. You know, wild pitch runners at third have to be aware of that. You almost have to pause a second to see where that ball's going to carry him before you commit to home plate if there's a wild pitch.
Spins out of the way. You see that one catcher making sure the other catcher's not cheating.
Yeah, looking up, so he's not peeking
for a long time. Is Rafi Lopez.
Watch Rafi. He'll peek up to see if he's peeking at the signs.
To first, Hosmer's coming home again. Throw and the tag not in time. Getting in is Freeman, and the Braves take a 3-2 lead. See if the Padres going to challenge to play at the plate.
It's got to be a perfect throw. It was a short hop, and he spins. Oh,
they are challenging.
I tell you what, he might have gotten him on the heel before his foot touched home plate.
Challenge is on.
You know, even though this was a throw on the first base side, short hop to Rafi Lopez, the Padre catcher does one heck of a job.
If he gets him there, he's out.
Yeah. Now the question is, Don, we always talk about, is there enough there to overturn?
Call on the field was safe. Andy Green watching it on the big board here in center field. And he's now out. So the challenge won by the Padres. Nicely done. Call is overturned and Freddie Freeman is out. Going to go 3-2 on the putout at the plate. So first and third and still tied 2-2.
That is so huge. And once again, credit Rafi Lopez. Throw off line in the dirt. He picks it, spins to his left. Shaka, says Andy Green.
First and third, 2 down. Culberson with strike one.
Boy, if Clayton can get out of this inning without a run being scored.
Markakis at third, Suzuki at first. 2 down here in the Braves' third inning. It's been a lot of work. 45 pitches thrown by Richard through 2 2/3. Ball 2. Padres got their 2 runs in the first on the 2-run home run by Perella. Braves getting 2 runs in the second to tie it up. Freddie Freeman thought Braves had taken a 3-2 lead.
Nick Markakis, easy for me to say. Nick Markakis is the third base runner the Braves have had on third base in this inning, and they've yet to score. How do you like them apples?
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it is. That's Nick Markakis.
That's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. Second walk of the inning, second walk of the outing allowed by Richard. Bases loaded, 2 down, and Ender Enciarte coming up. We were talking earlier about how hot he's been, hitting at .402 in the last 21 games. 33 for 82, the numbers. The good numbers in his career with the bases loaded at .324. Strike 1. Did he go? No. We'll check with Mark Ripperger. Markakis at third, Suzuki at second, Culberson at first. And that is strike 2.
Nice crossfire action on that. The arm delivery, the arm slot of Clayton Richard, and going on that outside part of the plate. Very nicely done.
Swing and a miss, and that's some pitching. Clayton Richard able to get out of the third inning without allowing a run. This game is tied 2-2 at the end of 3 innings. Strikeout number 3 for Clayton Richard. All right, thanks very much, Mike, as we play along here to the top half of the 4th inning. 2-2 the score. And it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for San Diego. Galvis, Margot, and Lopez scheduled to bat in the inning. Tony Gwynn Jr. alongside for the middle innings tonight. Game 2 of this 4-game series. And a liner to center field for Freddie Galvis. Good start to the 4th inning for the Padres. For the 3rd time in 4 innings, they have the leadoff runner on. Tony, that was some real pitching there by Clayton Richard to get out of that jam last inning. All kinds of opportunities in that last inning for the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, you could call him the great Houdini after that act of getting out of the bases loaded jam. The Padres were stepped up and made some defensive plays, although their defense is kind of what put him in that situation earlier that inning. They stayed with it, and Clayton Richard did a good job making pitches when he needed to.
And Will Margot, they single to left in the second. Throw to first, and Galvis back. Next pitch will be the 50th for Brandon McCarthy.
Padres have been on the attack offensively, not waiting around. Seems like when they're getting pitches into the zone, they're on the attack.
And McCarthy got out of a pretty major jam himself in the second inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, get out of it without giving up a run.
I think you see that from guys who pitch to contact the way Clayton Richard and Brandon McCarthy do.
McCarthy is in his 13th big league season. He is with his 7th different organization.
Brandon McCarthy's been at the forefront of using analytics to his advantage. We hear a lot about the analytics now, but I can recall 2013 or 2011, 2012, he was already using the analytics as part of game planning for the teams he was facing.
On the ground through the right side into right field. A base hit for Margot, now 2 for 2. Galvis up to second base, first and second now. Nobody out in the 4th inning.
Like the way Manny Margot approaches bat. 3-1 count. He's on the attack. It looks like a little cutter. And with that huge hole between the first baseman and second baseman, doesn't take much. He just beats this ball right through that, I guess you would call it 3.5 hole.
5.5, but on the other side.
On the other side, exactly.
2 on, nobody out, and Rafi Lopez coming up. Lopez single to right field. There's only a bat back in the second inning.
How about that catch and pickup, as well as the tag that last inning?
Yeah, the challenge won by the Padres, call is overturned. Otherwise, the Braves would have had a 3-2 lead. As we said last night, all players seem confident that they should challenge that, but he was right in this case.
Right. It's hard to trust your players sometimes because they feel like they're on the right side of those calls all the time.
Fouled off, 1-2.
Really, after last night, I don't know if anybody felt comfortable that the challenge was going to go their way, even though it looked like on the screen that it was clearly an out call. You never know, especially after last night.
Nope. And the question always, is there enough there to overturn it?
Right.
Apparently there was. Swing and a miss, and Lopez strikes out. 4th strikeout for Brandon McCarthy. So 1 down here in the 4th inning, and bring up Clayton Richard. Now for the Padres, really kind of a frustrating series so far here against the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, it has. I mean, they've had opportunities. We've seen it today, having opportunities, jumped on them, but it's really about clean baseball for the Padres. When they play clean baseball, meaning there's no errors, they're not giving out free passes, they're coming up with timely hits, they put themselves in a much better chance to win the ball game.
No chance here with 2 on, 1 away, and Richard squaring. Drops it down, foul. Strikeout victim in the second inning, went swinging. In at the corners are Camargo and Freeman. And That's fouled off again on the bunt bid. 0-2.
This is part of that execution part we've talked about. It's not just as simple as not making errors. And given the opportunity to get runners over, has to happen. Padres play with such a small margin for error. The little things are highlighted that much more.
14th start of the year for McCarthy. Working with 1 out and 2 on. This will be pitch number 60 for the tall right-hander. And with 2 strikes, getting it down is Richard. Throw to third, out there. Force out Freddie Galvis. Aggressive play by Kurt Suzuki to jump out there. Ball didn't go very far, ended up right in front of the plate. And they do force out Galvis at third base, 2 down.
Watch Suzuki pounce from behind the plate. Because this ball is almost too dead and he knows exactly where to go. He has the time to get the throw to third. Considering it's a force play, no tag needed. Galvis is retired at third base.
See Clayton Richard looking up at third base as he was leaving that area, realizing he didn't get it out far enough.
Right, then he realized he had to pick up the pace getting over there.
Now headed to third base is Margot, and he's out. Ball in the dirt, he takes off, and it's Suzuki who guns him down. Padres run into an out to end the inning. This one got away, but not very far of Suzuki, and very out is Margot. 2-2. Coming home with it is Hosmer. They're able to get hung up here. Culberson, who's tagged out. Then the play at the plate. Nice pick here by Lopez, and the tag applied on Freddie Freeman. Braves for a moment thought they had a 3-2 lead, but Joe West, they overturn it, and then a strikeout gets Richard out of the inning unscathed. A lot of work, a lot of stressful pitches, but still tied 2-2 to the bottom of the 4th inning we go. Twilight right now at SunTrust Park, and a pretty sky above the park as we play into the bottom of the 4th inning. Johan Camargo single to drive in the 2 Braves runs in the 2nd inning. This is a good Atlanta Braves team. They've got 40 wins on the year. Game-and-a-half lead over the Nationals to begin the day atop the NL East. Being a wave at the lip of the grass for out number 1.
This is a team with a good mix of veterans and youth, and It's the veterans' job to bring in the youth and to make them comfortable so that they can go out and perform. And this Braves team has definitely exceeded expectations in this early 2018 season.
That's a good manager right there, Brian Snitker.
Yes.
That was a good organizational man, got his chance as an interim manager. Then they named him the full-time manager, and he's done a great job.
And it seemed like a move that all the players welcome. Guy who has been in the organization for longer than everybody in that dugout right now.
You love to see that.
You do.
Organizations kind of rewarding somebody that has been through the minor leagues and through their system for years as a coach, as a manager, and then giving him the job at the major league level. Yeah, I think it gives hope to a lot of guys who are managing in the minor leagues, coaching in the minor leagues.
There's no doubt. I mean, anytime you spend that kind of time with an organization and you're rewarded at the end of it, I think it does give hope to guys who've been in organizations for a long time, hoping for that opportunity.
It's full count to McCarthy, a strikeout victim in the second inning, and he is down by way of the K again, this time looking 2 down. Ozzie Albies coming up with 2 away here in the 4th inning. Clayton could use an economical inning and an easy one at that.
Yeah, because he's had to work hard through these first 3. And this is a tough lineup. The Braves lineup is not an easy lineup to get through 1 through 9.
Albies 0 for 2 is fouled out to first base, grounded into a fielder's choice. Has been cooling off a little bit batting average wise in the last 28 games after better start in the first 40. Clayton elevating and chasing his Albies. 0-2.
Well, at least in this bat in particular, he swung at 2 pitches that have been out of the zone. And that's what a young guy is going to do. He's going to start pressing as the league makes its adjustments on him. And now it's his duty now to make the adjustment necessary to get back into a groove.
Swing and a foul tip into the dirt. And Richard is headed towards the dugout here. Albie said he foul tipped it to hit the dirt. He's going to bring Andy Green out for sure. Andy Green saying he called him out. What changed? And Joe West telling him to hit the dirt.
Yeah, Andy's arguing because Joe West did signal out, which is why Clayton Richard was walking off the mound. Can't really tell if he foul tipped it, but which would be the only reason why he's able to continue this at bat.
Up. Joe's going after Andy Green here now. And Andy Green's gone. Joe West, I think, had heard enough earlier, and then Andy said something at the end.
I think Andy brought up yesterday. You could hear Joe West saying, "Excuse me?
Yeah. What was that?
Don't bring up yesterday." And I think this was coming earlier if they didn't get the review at third correct or at home correct earlier.
And he's saying he was walking away, but clearly said something. Walking away or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Andy knows those magic words, and I think when you bring up a call from the day before, that's going to irritate most umpires. But here's the problem with what I see right now. Joe should be walking away right now. Instead, he's instigating this further. And that's an issue that a lot of guys in this league have, is that umpires, when they should be trying to de-escalate the situation, they are actually escalating it more.
Don't worry, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call.
Not sure if everybody heard that, but
I did.
Andy was letting Joe know he was leaving, and he can continue to get calls wrong.
At least he was polite. No obscenities in there.
Nope.
Time call very late. Yes. Seventh career ejection. Second this year for Andy Green. You're looking at the man at the helm right now, Mark McGuire. Bench coach taking over here with 2 down in the inning, and Albies with another chance, and this time he'll strike out for real. That is strikeout number 5 for Clayton Richard. A 1-2-3 fourth inning. And a 2-2 game to the 5th we go from Atlanta. Andy Green will watch the rest of this game from his office. We'll see the pitch last inning.
One indication if the ball changes directions at all. But watch Joe. He's calling him out right there. So you can hear it does sound like he got a piece of it, but Joe gives the signal for striking out, and he's telling him that.
Now Jankowski 1 for 2, a double in the first. Grounded in double play in the second inning. (7-4). Padres are out hitting the Braves in this game. Only the 2 runs to show for it. They have left 4 men on base. Grounder right side. Albies, the second baseman, takes care of Jankowski. 1 out in the 5th. What are your impressions of this ballpark? Only in its 2nd year of existence.
It's a really nice ballpark. I mean, it's not a lot going on. It's kind of a pretty plain ballpark. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, actually. So many stadiums have so many gimmicks going on. We talked about it yesterday.
Were you a Turner Field fan?
I did like Turner. I loved hitting in Turner Field. I mean, playing outfield was tough because it was dark. They didn't have any lights behind the outfield, but it was like hitting in HD at the plate. Oh, it was so nice.
Very clear?
Very clear. Just the lights all shining right down on home plate.
Fly ball. Shallow right. It's Albies, second baseman. A few strides on the outfield grass. 2 down. Yeah, it was kind of a weird lighting. That's all I remember for the most part. But I like doing games there selfishly.
And that was because if you look up here, you see the lights go from really the kind of the first base line to the third base line they round, but that was all the lights they had at Turner Field. There were none, like you see the two sets out in left center and right center. There were none of those out there. So it was really dark in the outfield, but in the infield, I mean, it was as good as it gets. I guess I should relate it to 4K now. That's like the new clear TV now.
Jose Pirela 1 for 2 at a 2-run home run in the first inning. Popped out to first baseman in the third inning. The booth was fantastic there, just in case you were wondering.
I wasn't really thinking about the booth at that time.
Probably not. It was right above the screen and about 3 levels below where we are right now.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely high up here.
This is Pittsburgh, Washington territory as far as height goes. Hanging off the second to top deck here. Here we are. Way up here. This is us. Left side, Swanson from deep short. Not a problem. 1, 2, 3, fifth for McCarthy. We're halfway through and tied at 2. Coming up is 2, 3, and 4 for the Atlanta Braves. Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman, Nick Markakis. 66 pitches to this point for Clayton Richard. Dansby Swanson flied out to the warning track in center. Ball caught by Manuel Margot, and then he tripled to right in third on a ball that appeared Hunter Renfroe could have caught.
Yeah, that was certainly a ball. Had Hunter taken the right first step, should have really been not an issue for him, but because he didn't open up deep enough on his initial first step, forced him to kind of have to look over his shoulder to make that play.
Fouled off, 2-1.
Padres have made more than their fair share of mistakes today, which is something that we haven't really seen a lot of over these last 5 series.
Yeah, they've been mistake-free for the most part on this road trip. Two and two. Only one technical error in this game, but there have been a few mental errors.
There has. And the Padres, like we've already said, have really done a good job of avoiding those mental errors.
Throwing error from Pirello, the only actual error. Swanson to left, Jankowski coming in, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Arco, quality top-tier gas for less.
1 out in the 5th, and now 5 in a row retired by Clayton Richard. Freddie Freeman climbs in. He struck out and walked.
Pitcher like Clayton Richard, when he's not sharp, he still can get deep into games because he's pitching to contact. Look at him right now. He's got the 73 pitches, excuse me. It's the 5th inning. He's given up 2 runs, but that's a decent spot to be able to get a little bit deeper in this game.
Fly ball out to left center field. Margot headed back onto the track at the wall. It's gone. Ball just kept carrying out there to left center. But Freeman gets his 15th home run of the year. Gives the Braves a 3-2 lead. Opposite field of that.
Well, the problem for Clayton Richard in not being as sharp is catching too much of the middle of the plate. Here, this fastball is supposed to be inner side corner. Doesn't miss bad. Freddie Freeman, who already has a natural inside-out stroke, stays inside this baseball well and just continues to have a tremendous year. Home run for Freddie Freeman.
1 out for Nick Markakis. Now Freeman extends his hitting streak now to 9 games and 25 out of the last 26.
Certainly having an MVP type season.
Start of the day 2nd in Major League Baseball in batting average. 1st in the National League with his .342 average coming in. Home run allowed by Richard is the 10th that he has allowed this season. It's a 3-2 Atlanta lead with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Off the glove of Richard, slowed down by Richard. That's going to be a base hit for Nick Markakis. Thought he had it in the glove, brought the glove down, looked into it, didn't have anything.
It's one of those balls that I'm sure Clayton Richard wish he could have back. I think if this ball doesn't touch his glove, Freddie Galvis is able to make this play, but because it hits off the top of it, slows the ball down, and Markakis is aboard with an infield hit.
Aaron Balsley out there for the first time in this game. Kurt Suzuki will be next. 1 for 2 in the ball game tonight. Richard, who is getting ahead of a lot of the Braves earlier in the game, has been behind 1-0 5 of the last 6 batters. See what happens here with Kurt Suzuki. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Rafi Lopez gets rid of the mask, makes the catch, 2 down.
It's a good first pitch there by Clayton Richard, is able to execute it exactly where he wants. This ball gets in. Our Kurt Suzuki gets the pop up. You mentioned the 1-0, and that's important because when Clayton is, as we look at this fastball, up at the top of the zone, Clayton's not able to get ahead 0-1. It shrinks the plate for him. You know, when he's able to get ahead, he's able to expand the plate a little bit, force guys to maybe come outside of the strike zone. But when he falls behind 1-0, he's forced to come to them. And I think ultimately for Clayton Richard, it boils down to staying out of the middle.
Well, he's not been able to retire Culberson yet in this game. Culberson with a single to right in the second. He walked in the third inning. Now bats here in the fifth with the runner at first and 2 away.
Well-located fastball right there by Clayton Richard. Puts him in a 1-2 count. Now he has options. He can go to that slider that's been effective for him. Can look to expand up in the zone out of the strike zone.
Culberson, a Dodger last year, part of the postseason for LA. Comes here to Atlanta. Comes into this game with a .255 average, couple of home runs.
Troy Culberson has proven to be a good utility guy. As you mentioned, he was with the Dodgers the last couple years. Back at home now in Atlanta.
Swing and a miss, and Richard strikes him out. That's 6 Ks for Richard at the end of the fifth, but home run for Freddie Freeman, 3-2 Braves. Jose Perella's 2-run shot, his first home run of the year, into the bullpen with Padres on top 2-0 back in the first inning. Then Johan Camargo, the base hit to right, is going to score 2 for the Atlanta Braves. They tie it up 2-2 in the second inning. And what appeared to be strike 3. Albies is given another opportunity after Joe West had said he was out and then thrown out. Ejected from this game is Andy Green. Freddie Freeman puts the Braves on top 3-2. Opposite field home run to left center. And it's a difference in the game for Freddie Freeman. It's home run number 15 of the year. And Atlanta leads 3-2 to the 6th we go. And Hunter Renfroe hits one high in the air to left field, but Culberson over to the corner. And Culberson will make the catch. Stayed in the air a long time, but Culberson had time to get over there and get under it. Renfroe's out number 1 of the 6th inning. One out, 6 in a row now retired by McCarthy. Works his way into inning number 6, and it brings up Christian Villanueva. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to third and flied out to left.
Christian's been in a little bit of a rut offensively lately. Padres hoping they can get some of the production they saw in early April.
Some of that power, too.
Yeah. It's been a while since he's homered. See, why doesn't it work like that? Like, we get criticized when we bring up stuff like no-hitters and when they're throwing no-hitters. Why can't we say, it's been a long time since he hit a home run, and bam, he hits a home run.
Then he does it. It goes the other way. It never works that way.
It never works.
No. Next pitch will be the 75th for Brandon McCarthy. Ball 3-3-1.
Seeing the same attack for pitchers facing Villanueva. Hard in, soft away. And when he's right, Christian Villanueva makes pitchers pay for their mistakes. That's where what's missing as of late.
That's a pitch down the middle right there.
Good example was that last pitch right down the middle. It's when Christian's right, that ball's driven anywhere from right center to left field. He's in that mode where he's either fouling those pitches off or missing them.
On the ground softly towards Swanson. On the run. And in time, 2 down. But coming up in the 7th inning, stay tuned for the Arco Game Break with Mike Pomerantz and Steve Finley.
At the big league level, per at bat, you're going to get 1, maybe 2 pitches to hit usually, and you can't miss them. It's a bonus if you end up getting more than those 2 pitches in an at bat that are pitches you can handle. But generally speaking, you're getting 1.5 pitches per at bat to actually do something with, and big league level is about capitalizing on those mistakes.
Freddie Galvis 2 for 2 on the night, both singles to center field. Trying to break up a string here of 7 in a row retired by McCarthy. Strider 2 on the grass at third base, Johan Camargo. In case Galvis entertains any thoughts of bunting, he is ready. Pitch 80. And it's lined to right. This will one-hop the wall as Galvis is thinking 2. Marquez has got a great arm, and Galvis at second is going to be safe. Just eluded the tag. Good throw from Marquez. Swanson applied a tag, but it's on the late side, according to second base umpire Nick Marley. And it's a 2-out double for Galvis, his 3rd hit of the night.
Yesterday we talked about the dimensions here and playing balls off the wall. You're going to see Nick Marquez put on a clinic of how you should play a ball off the wall, puts himself in perfect position, gives himself a good chance to throw out Galvis, but looks like he gets in just ahead of the tag.
Nice play by Marquez. Took it barehanded off that wall out there in right field. Now Brian Snitker going to the mound to make the change here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. That's the night for Brandon McCarthy. He will depart with a 3-2 lead. The pitching change from SunTrust Park in Atlanta. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. By Petco, the pet company. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on the most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Shane Carlin, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, just entered the game. Brandon McCarthy done after 5 2/3, responsible for Galvis at second base, and Galvis represents the tying run. It's been the bottom part of this order for the Padres. 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters. They're 6 for 9 in this game.
Yeah, that was Freddie's third hit of the game.
Shane Carlin to game number 29, 4-1 with a 2.14 earned run average. It's been a 2-hit night for Manuel already. A single to left, a single to right. And with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, how about 389? Strike one.
As I mentioned, usually when you get production at the bottom of the lineup, the way the Padres had, it usually results into more runs. But because of the few mistakes the Padres have made on the base paths today, been held to the 2 runs.
They are 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position on the night. And a full count now to Manuel Margot. Brandon McCarthy finished the night with 80 pitches in 5 2/3. Carl with a payoff pitch. That is ball 4, and down to first base goes Margot. Third time he's been aboard.
Live coverage of FIFA World Cup is on Fox tomorrow. Messi and Argentina battle Iceland in group play. Coverage begins at 5 a.m. Pacific, or stream all the action live on the Fox Sports app.
You getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow?
I won't be getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. But there was a terrific game between Spain and Portugal today. That was a doozy.
Rafi Lopez 1 for 2. Pitcher spot would be next. That would be Clayton Richard, and it's not. Corey Spangenberg on deck right now. Richard threw 5 at 85 pitches. 2 on, 2 down. That's strike 1. Maybe we'll see more of Clayton Richard if we don't get to that spot in the order.
There's a chance.
Strike 2.
I don't know if I was just going to say I haven't seen anybody warming up, but
that is Castillo. He looks ready to go.
How terrific has that young man been in his few starts, or few appearances?
14 batters, 9 strikeouts. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Swing and a miss, and Rafi Lopez strikes out. The Padres strand a pair. 3-2 Atlanta. To the bottom of the 6th we go. And a real hero, Warren Spahn, served in the U.S. Army from 1942 through 1945. 21 years in the majors. How about 382 complete games, 363 wins, 13 seasons with 20 or more wins. Cy Young in 57 and a Hall of Famer in 1973, Warren Spahn.
It's remarkable. Think about the numbers he put up after coming back.
You think about the numbers in the years that he was serving.
It's amazing.
He could have put up.
Right.
Ender Enciarte 0 for 2. And Clayton is back on the mound. His spot in the order did not come up.
Clayton's going to see 7, 8, and probably a pinch hitter here in this 6th inning.
On the ground softly to first. It's foul. Hosmer wasn't sure, so grabbed it anyway. It's time for the Kia drive to success. Most innings pitched, 88. For Clayton Richard coming in. Max Scherzer, the leader, 94 2/3. Aaron Nola, then Clayton Richard.
That's what happens when you're going at least 6 innings in almost every start, it seems like.
Yeah, here he is again in the 6th inning tonight.
Enciarte, who had a good day yesterday, Clayton has pitched him very well and a little bit differently. Enciarte getting all of his hits to the right side. Clayton has stayed away and forced him to try to go that way.
Grounder right side. Perella. Hosmer will cover. He went after the ball too and had to scamper back to cover, but gets there in time. And Enciarte is out number 1 of the inning. It's an even 90 pitches now for Richard. 1 down in the 6th inning. Johan Camargo will be next.
Johan, one of those young players that the Braves have in their lineup that has contributed in a major way.
Got a hit and 2 runs driven in tonight with that hit back in the 2nd inning. RBI is 22 and 23. He's got 6 home runs on the year. Richard jumps ahead 1 and 2.
Clayton, for not being as sharp as we've seen him, as like you said, has found his way into this 6th inning. Seemed like he's gotten better.
Peter Borges has come out on deck. He would bat in the pitcher spot.
Overall, it just seems like Clayton has gotten better as the game has gone along.
Fly ball, right center field. Margot with room. 2 down.
This ball gets in on Camargo just a hair. Manuel Margot, one of the best Padre outfielders, gets back easy, able to retire Camargo for the 2nd out.
Here is Peter Borges, who is pinch hitting. Does a lot of this coming off the bench, and here he is with 2 down in the 6th inning. And a grounder picked at third by Villanueva. His throw is one hopped, and Hosmer does a very good job on the other side. Borges has gone 5-3. We are through the 6th inning, headed for the 7th after a nice play at third base by Christian Villanueva. He was in on the grass. It's 3-2 Atlanta.
becoming a dad, it's life-changing, you know, and you never really get it until you become a dad. It's kind of hard to explain, but it changes your life for the better.
Tune in tonight after Padres Live for a brand new episode of Padres POV as Lisa Lane goes golfing with Kirby Yates, Craig Stammen, and Brad Hand in a special Father's Day edition of Padres POV. And if I might add, after watching that, it just goes to prove that pitchers are truly the best athletes. Did you see those swings on those guys? Very athletic.
Yeah. Your pitcher is Sam Freeman. Third arm used tonight by Brian Snitker in this game.
Well, Sam Freeman, after making 28 appearances, 22 in the third innings to open the season without allowing a home run, he's given up 2 in his last 5 outings. That's in 4 1/3 work.
Franmil Reyes pinch hitting for Clayton Richard. .225, 6 homers and 8 runs batted in. Reyes had a couple of hits in the ball game last night. On the ground up the middle into center field, and a base hit for Franmil. He'll take the wide turn at first, but hold on with a leadoff single to begin things here in the 7th inning.
That's clutch coming off the bench. Going into the pinch hitting role. He is now 1 for 3. Before tonight in the pinch, 0 for 2. Hard ground ball. And the big fella's aboard.
Spangenberg is going to run for him. Pitch running at first base.
That's a great night in the big leagues, is it? Hey, kid, you're going to hit. Base hit, go to first, call it a night.
Top of the order, Travis Jankowski.
By the way, Don, I was in radio when the whole Andy Volcano Green erupted.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Joe West totally called him out.
Yeah.
And
He changed his mind.
It's unbelievable.
Framed there nicely by Suzuki, but it's a ball, 1-1.
That was a good pitch. He got framed right there. Good movement, a 95 on the inner half of the plate from Freeman.
I have to ask because I've noticed the mascot for the Braves. I believe he's new.
Blooper.
Are you a relative? Very similar head.
And similar ears. I have very small ears.
We saw him from behind and it's staggering. Yeah. It's you with a little hat. It's outside. Look at that. It's Mark Grant. I'm a color analyst on Fox Sports San Diego and a mascot for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh gosh.
Here it is. Who knew? And you were a Brave too.
Yeah, I know.
(3-1) is ball 4. The truck brings up a very good point. It's better with Blooper because he doesn't have a mouth.
He doesn't speak.
He's missing a mouth.
That's right, he doesn't.
No
I didn't
mouth.
notice that.
He'd be perfect.
Just keep him quiet.
Jankowski walks, first 2 have reached. Here in the 7th inning.
Well, this is the part of the order you want up in this situation, trailing by a run.
Spangenberg at second, Jankowski at first, Eric Hosmer the batter. Ooh. 95 and in. Most balls hit 110 plus miles per hour since mid-May. Hosmer's got 7 of them. Franmil Reyes, who singled to begin this inning with 6.
Hosmer hitting .221 off of left-handers coming into this ball game. He has parked two home runs off lefties this season.
Chopped off the plate, backpedaling is Freeman. He's got to play nowhere, and that's a base hit for Hosmer. Bases loaded with nobody out in the 7th inning for San Diego. It's one of those, if you're the pitcher there waiting for it to come down, seems like it never will.
Thank goodness for the trampoline effect off home plate. Ball hit so high in the air off of home plate. Everybody advances. Padres got something going here with nobody out.
First hit of the night for Hosmer. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Chuck Hernandez out there, the pitching coach.
So the dust coming off of a home plate as that ball strikes home plate. Eric Hosmer will take that. Hits are tough to come by. Take them any way you can get them.
Well, Jose Pirela got his first home run of the year back in the 1st inning. 2-run shot. Put the Padres on top 2-0.
He smiled all the way around the bases. Still smiling in the dugout.
Now he takes strike 1 from Sam Freeman. There had been 293 at bats in between home runs for Pirela, dating back to September 4th of last year. 10 home runs last year for the Padres. Now he lines one down the left field line, hit it towards the corner, and that ball will be foul. Hooked it foul down the left field line. Strike 2, and it's 0-2. Time called. On the ground, back to the mound. Freeman to the plate for 1, to first for 2. 1 to 2 to 3 on the double play for the Braves. That's huge. 2 down.
That is the perfect script. You don't need me to say that. And that's what every pitcher hopes for in a situation like this. He got in his kitchen, a nice easy 1 hopper. And Suzuki creating that lane out in front of home plate to throw that dart to get the runner at first. Nice play.
So now 2nd and 3rd with 2 down in the inning. And Hunter Renfroe, who is 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. Tying run 90 feet away, go ahead run in scoring position. This is the 2nd time in the game that the Padres had the bases loaded with nobody out. They had it happen in the 2nd, could not score. A double play ended that inning after a strikeout. Now a double play, runners at 2nd and 3rd, and still no run in. Braves have a 3-2 lead. 1-2.
Oh, a nice changeup there from Freeman. He knows that Hunter Renfroe likes to feast on the fastball, especially with 2 runners in scoring position, so he pulls the string.
On the ground up the middle into center field. A base hit for Renfroe. Jankowski will score. Here comes Hosmer. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. And the Padres take a 4-3 lead. Hunter Renfroe drives in 2. Huge single for Renfroe with 2 outs in the 7th. Padres take a lead.
And the Padres continue to rake with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Just out of the foot save from Sam Freeman by his glove. 2 outs, crack of the bat. I tell you, that is a huge clutch hit by Hunter Renfroe.
Pitching change for the Braves as the Padres have pulled ahead in the 7th inning. On top 4-3 from Atlanta. Four-3, Padres have the lead thanks to Hunter Renfroe. Drives in 2 with a single back up the middle into center field. And a new pitcher on now for the Braves. Peter Moylan with Christian Villanueva batting with Renfroe at first. 2 down, 2 runs in.
Going into tonight's ball game, 2 outs with runners in scoring position. Padres hitting .286. Peter Moylan, his 30th game. Good thing for the Padres getting into the Braves bullpen. Now 3 deep out of that pen for the Braves. They rank 8th, pretty much middle of the pack in the National League with a 3.88 ERA.
Quiet night for Villanueva at the plate, 0 for 3. Inside, almost got him. Now the veteran Moylan coming into the game. 4th pitcher used by Atlanta. Runner at first and Hunter Renfroe, the responsibility of Sam Freeman. So far has been touched for 2 runs in the inning. And now is on the hook. That is ball 4, and again it was in.
This Father's Day, give dear old dad the gift of baseball with MLB.tv. Watch baseball live or on demand on his favorite supported devices. You can save 50% now through Father's Day. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Freddie Galvis 3 for 3 in this ball game. 2 singles to center, a double to right. He's got 3 of the 11 Padres hits in this game. Padres are out hitting the Braves 11-6 and now on top. Fly ball, center field. Inciarte going back onto the track in front of the wall. It is gone. It is a 3-run home run for Freddie Galvis on his 4th hit of the night. And the Padres open this up. All done with 2 down in the 7th inning. Freddie Galvis hits his 4th home run in a Padres uniform. Padres take a 7-3 lead.
I'll be quite honest with you, Don. When this ball was off the bat, I thought it was going to be deep to center field. I really didn't think it was going to travel the way it did. But watching Inciarte, launch angle! He got enough of it right down the middle. Well, the Padres are just swinging the hot shillelaghs this inning. Stay hot.
A 5-run 7th inning to this point. How about the night for Freddie Galvis? 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run.
Who had Freddie and picked the stick tonight? Undrafted, we are told.
Undrafted, unbelievable.
You know, I was going to take him.
Really?
Oh, no.
Well, you get 0 points for that.
What a great at-bat.
Now Margot with a hot shot picked by Albies, the second baseman. And that's going to end what was a very productive inning for the Padres. They score 5 times, take a 7-3 lead. It's time now for the Arco Game Break with Mike Pomeranz and Steve Finley. Well, it looked to be strike 3, and at first Joe West called him out, then changed his mind after Albies kind of talked him out of it. Then Andy Green came out and said something, and Joe West asked him a few times what he said, and that was it.
And a good opportunity for Andy Green to get his money worth. He every right to gripe about that one.
Frustration from tonight, no doubt frustration from last night.
Sure.
Freddie Galvis, what a night.
Wow. Triple shy of the cycle.
7-3 Padres. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Enter Craig Stammen into the game.
A lot of breathing room. 4-run lead for Craig, his 29th game he's putting together. Once again, one heck of a year.
Strike 1 to Albies, and staying in the game after pinch running is Corey Spangenberg, now at third base.
Boy, there's a lot of chirping from both dugouts tonight to Joe West behind the plate. I don't think Albies liked that last pitch, but that was a legitimate strike, it looked like.
Trying to work him away. And he chases away and strikes out. First out at the bottom of the 7th inning. Stammen gets Albies 1 down.
Two-seam fastball away. Uno, dos, adios. Bad looking hack right there.
One out in the 7th, and it brings up Dansby Swanson. Triple back in the 3rd inning, a 1-for-3 night for the Braves shortstop. Clayton Richard tonight, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Walked 2, struck out 6.
It's a good night in the big leagues.
Yes, it is. Ended up throwing 96 pitches through his 6 innings. Came into the game individually with a record of 5-6. Chance to be 6-6 by night's end. One and two.
You know what I like about Clayton Richard? I mean, let's face it. I think there were a couple, 3 to be exact, defensive plays that didn't work for him. He did not implode. That 1 inning, the Braves had 3 different base runners at third base. It did not score. The force play at second base, that play should have been made. The catch out in right field should have been made. And then that play at third base that wasn't caught on the throw.
Doesn't seem to bother him ever.
No.
Swing and a miss, and Swanson strikes out. Stammen with back-to-back Ks in the 7th. 2 down.
Well, he buries it inside and hits that target at 92. There's that 2-seamer. That's the key, and Craig Stammen does it so well. Get it in there. Don't be afraid to bury it in there. Don't leave it over the heart of the plate.
2 down in the 7th inning for Freddie Freeman. Rolls it over foul towards the Braves dugout. 41,497. 41,497. It's the 4th sellout of the year here at SunTrust Park in Atlanta. Grounder right side. Perella will go to first, and Hosmer, and that is the end of the 7th inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Stammen. 7-3 Padres lead. All right, thanks very much, Mike. We move along here to the 8th inning, and the new pitcher, Luis Gohara, into the game, and Rafi Lopez will swing through a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Gohara 6'3", 265. 6 games, 1 start for the left-hander, working quickly. Number 2 prospect for the Braves, 2018.
To center field, Ender Enciarte wanders over towards right center, 1 down. Yeah, well, great news to hear from Uncle Teddy today.
Yes.
His tweet from today: low-grade cancer surgery to remove golf ball-sized tumor. Or surgeon said 95% cancer probability. They removed it, and the great news, it is benign. He is cancer-free now, and we will see him when we get home.
Yes, Tuesday in San Diego. That's going to be great. I'm going to give him a big old hug. Can't wait to see Teddy fresh.
So weird not having him.
I know.
On this road trip.
I want to laugh more. I want Ted back. I want me some Ted.
To center field, Enciarte on the run will get there. Spangenberg retired in his first plate appearance, and there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, we miss Ted. And back up here, Cha-Cha, will
Why
you?
are you moving me? Don't touch me.
I'm not touching him. I'm touching your chair.
Now you're the director. You're framing
I'm
the
excited
shot.
to see Ted because on the road it's fun to have some laughs because you.
Yes.
Not so much.
Not so funny.
Back to the game.
I think you're upset because I said you're 5% funny.
Back to the game.
1 out of every 20 jokes hits. That's 5%.
And you know what's funny is that you'll let me know too.
Yes.
We'll be on the bus. I'll have a one-liner. You go, you know what? That was funny.
Yeah. Well, when you're funny,
I got to wait 19 more.
I got to give you credit. The worst is when you're funny on back-to-back hits. That means I could go like 38 jokes without it being funny. But at times you're very funny.
Yeah.
How about you moving me around?
Trying to make you look good.
On the ground to second base. Albies turns and fires to first. Jankowski's out. So are the Padres in the 8th, but they enjoy the 7-3 lead. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo with toasted sourdough, new from Jack in the Box. And by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. Now we head to the last half of the 8th inning with the Padres on top 7-3. And always fun to watch this young man pitch the left-hander into the game for the Padres. Castillo in here after he'd been warming up in the pen, and here is Jose for his 4th appearance with the Padres.
He has struck out 9 of the 14 batters he's faced. He's been really fun to watch. Fastball, breaking ball, making hitters look silly. Earned his first major league win in his 2nd outing of the season. That was back on June 6th.
Nick Markakis, Kurt Suzuki, Charlie Culberson featured here in the bottom of the 8th. Nice job by Craig Stammen, who worked the 7th inning, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, making short work of the top of the order for the Braves is huge to maintain that 4-run lead.
That's ball 4, and that's not what he wanted to do there. Leadoff walk in the 8th inning for Nick Markakis. That'll bring out Kurt Suzuki, the veteran catcher for Atlanta.
All right, adjustment time. Adjustment time for Castillo. Suzuki does not run well. Have him put the ball on the ground. Try to work for 2. Suzuki has yet to ground into a double play this year.
One for 3 night for Suzuki, a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. And he's down 0-2.
See how he has to swing at that pitch because he got the call right. That first pitch, by Fox Tracks, it was in off the plate a little bit, but he got the call. And Kurt Suzuki, knowing he's a catcher as well, he knows how the strike zone works. So he just buried in a little bit farther. He's got to offer it that.
Moving his feet, almost hit him. Suzuki, born in Hawaii, resides in Torrance, California.
He's had a nice career.
Broke into the big leagues in 07 as an Oakland A. And he strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning. More strikeouts for Jose Castillo.
Got him with the sweeper, the breaking ball. Fastballs early, breaking ball late. Get up on top, spin it. Way out in front, and great location as well.
1 out, 1 on, and Charlie Culberson, the batter. Culberson, who was a Dodger last year, coming home to play baseball now. Born in Rome, Georgia, resides in Marietta during the offseason, and lifts a pop-up on the right side of the Padres infield. Perella towards the line for out number 2.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
2 outs in the Braves' 8th inning. Leadoff walk to Markakis, still standing at first with now 2 down. Ender Enciarte grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Struck out in the 3rd and then grounded out. His last time up in the 6th inning. Oh, and 2. Kirby Yates in the pen. He's looking on now with his bullpen coach, Doug Bockler. Swing and a miss, and Castillo with 2 strikeouts in the inning works his way around. A leadoff walk. To the 9th inning we go. Padres lead at 7-3.
Third round coverage of the 118th U.S. Open continues tomorrow from Shinnecock Hills on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And there's the leaderboard, Donnie. Dustin Johnson -4. Shot a 67 today. Everybody's in the clubhouse. Scott Piercy even.
Tiger Woods +10.
To hang with him.
9th inning from Atlanta, and Eric Hosmer leading it off in the 9th. O'Hara back out there at a 1-2-3 8th inning, and now Hosmer. It's a fly ball to center field and Ender Enciarte. 1 down. O'Hara has retired all 4 Padres he's faced since coming in and about to deal with Jose Perella.
Did you have first pick tonight?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And you went with?
Eric Hosmer.
Okay.
If he does not bat again, ended up with a +1 night. Who'd you have?
I went with Manuel Margot. I'm +3 tonight. Sorry about it. Did I mention I'm +3?
At least once.
Freddie Galvis undrafted right now as we speak. 12 points.
12 points left out there for somebody to pick. Elevating at 94. 2-2. Big night for Freddie. 4-hit night. 3 RBIs. Gets his 4th home run. 2-2. Popped up third base way, foul ground. Camargo over as far as he can. Will not have a play. It's on the roof of the Padres dugout. Back up into the seats.
The roof. The roof. The roof is on fire. Padres bat's on fire tonight. They don't need no water.
That's it. Come on. Payoff pitch. Oh, I saw. I could smell a suspension. Oh, so close. I thought you were going to do it. Oh. Full count. Three-two pitch. And that's ball 4. Good at bat by Perella. He'll head down to first base with 1 out in the inning. Time now for the Bill Howe plays of the game. Hunter Renfroe with this base hit with 2 outs scores 2 runs, the tying run and the go-ahead run to put the Padres on top 4-3. It was all part of a 5-run 7th inning. Where did the other 3 runs come from? Freddie Galvis with a 3-run home run out to left center field. And the Padres jumped on top 7-3, just out of the reach of the leaping Ender Enciarte. There's a ground ball, base hit into left center field for Hunter Renfroe. Going first to third is Perella. Throw will go to second to keep the double play in order. And it's first and third now with 1 out in the 9th inning as the Padres look to add on.
Hunter really swinging the bat well, seeing the ball nicely, and getting on top of this one. Watch how he gets on top of it. Get on top of it. And you know what? I think part of the luck for Hunter Renfroe, I think he's going sans T-shirt. He's going straight chest lettuce.
That is a plunging neckline if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. It's too hot for the T-shirt.
He's trying to cover up a little bit now. I think you embarrassed him.
Stay hot.
First and third, 1 out. And Castillo batting for himself.
I'd like to see what kind of swing Jose's got right here. RBI 90 feet away. He looks hitterish. The swing, not so much.
What do you think now?
Just punch it the other way.
Grounds it up the middle. It'll be Swanson who touches second, fires to first, double play. That's a pretty special play turned in by Dansby Swanson to end the inning. It's a 7-3 Padres lead to the bottom of the 9th. Hang on a second here. We will see if they're going to challenge this. And looks like they are going to challenge. Mark McGwire wants it challenged.
Whether he touched the bag or not when he had the ball at second base.
I guess that would be the question mark. Let's get a look.
Love. Oh, he missed.
Missed.
Oh, does he get it on that? You know what? I don't think there's enough evidence. We're going to have to wait and see.
They're saying safe at second base is now the call. And Brian Snitker is coming out. Now they want to challenge. Padres are going to challenge. They don't need to. Now it's the Braves who want to challenge.
We clearly missed there, but on the second effort.
Oh, yeah.
Does he get it?
I thought he might have.
Did you see some dirt move on the bag? Did you see that? If you can back that up, guys. If you watch his foot as he touches it, watch if you see dirt kind of kick up as you. Yeah, I think he got it right there. See where the white kind of changes direction? Right there.
Yeah.
I think there's a little crease in the pillow there at second base where he in fact does make contact.
Snitker watching it on the big board here. Definitely misses with the first bid, but it's all about the second. And the crowd watches as they show it on the big board here that he appeared to get it on the second try.
Well, let's see what they say in New York. So the calling umpire, Nick Marley, on the left, Joe West, the crew chief, on the right.
Okay, they got a call, looks like. And he's safe. Wow. Padres will get a run. Braves not happy. Scoring from third was Perella, and the Padres take an 8-3 lead. So Castillo retired at first base, 6-3, no out at second. So Renfroe is safe there. Perella scores, and it's 8-3 Padres.
So nice RBI for Castillo,
yes.
huh?
It's a capacity crowd letting the umpires know what they think. Freddie Galvis with a runner at second, a chance for his 5th hit. He's a triple shy of hitting for the cycle in this game. Four for 4 to singles, a double, a homer. 4 hits, ties his career high, did it September 7th. As a Philly against the Braves. Line to left field. This will get down. Over is Culberson. Coming from second is Renfroe. And the Padres take a 9-3 lead. And out at second base is going to be Galvis. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Renfroe scored before Galvis was gunned down at second. So it's 9-3 San Diego to the bottom of the ninth. Padres on top as they tack on 2 more in the top of the 9th inning, 9-3. And it's to the bottom of the 9th inning we go. As back on the hill is Jose Castillo, as he pitched the 8th, batted and picked up an RBI in his first major league at bat, grounded out as it worked out. And here he is trying to go 2 innings. Camargo now. Tyler Flowers has come out on deck and with bat in the pitcher's spot. 96 and rising.
This has not been a boring game.
No, a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Camargo with his 2-run single back in the second inning, driving in 2 of the 3 runs the Atlanta Braves have in this game.
Everybody in the lineup 1 through 9 tonight contributing one way, shape, or form for San Diego tonight.
Yeah, it's been spread around pretty good.
Yes.
Freddie Galvis at the top of the list. Right center field, Margot and Renfroe. It'll be Renfroe. 1 down in the 9th. Let's revisit our keys to the game.
Brought to you by our San Diego County Honda dealers. McCrush McCarthy, 5 2/3, 8 hits, a couple of doubles and a home run. And Roland Richards, 6 solid innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. In baseball's book, that's a quality start. Only 2 earned.
1 out for the pinch hitter Tyler Flowers. Of course, part of the controversial at bat last night. Whether he was hit or not, he didn't think he was hit. Nor did the Padres. And he's down 0-2. Well, it's a 4-game series, 2 left after tonight. Braves took game 1. Padres 2 outs away from taking game 2. Very high. 97. Lopez coming out of the crouch. Clayton Richard went 6, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned. Craig Stam in an inning and a 1-2-3 7th. Jose Castillo walked the first batter that he faced in Marquez to begin the 8th, but then struck out Suzuki, got Culberson to pop out, struck out Enciarte as the first out of the 9th. And check swing. Did he go? No, says Doug Eddings, first base umpire. 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Castillo. 2 down in the 9th.
Another strikeout. Up and away at 96. He's got the sharp breaking ball. We saw a 97 last half inning. Yes, he did.
2 down in the 9th inning, and it brings up Ozzie Albies. 0 for 4 tonight from the top spot in the Braves order. And Tardy on the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Eleven strikeouts for Padres pitching in this game, and a grounder to short. Freddie Galvis to his left. The throw is good, and the ball game is over. The Padres win. Now San Diego coming from behind to win this one. With a 5-run 7th, a 2-run 9th, and the Padres are victorious as they win it 9-3. It's time now for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?